Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN for the Exide NASCAR Select Batteries 400 from the Richmond International Raceway. Jeff Gordon has won 6 of his last 7. He has been on an incredible tear. Earlier this year in Richmond, Gordon nearly had another win, but a little colliding with Rusty Wallace cost Gordon the victory. He'll try to get one in Richmond tomorrow at 7:30 on ESPN. We are back in Atlantic City, New Jersey. At stake, the IWBF Bantamweight Championship. It is vacant. Katie Burton squares off against downtown Leona Brown. Brown 6-0 with 2 knockouts. And Al, when you talk about Leona Brown, what type of style will she bring into the ring?
She is a hell-bent for leather fighter. She comes in, she wants to get you out of there. Sometimes we'll take punches in the process. She's in a hurry in more ways than one. She got into boxing at the age of 37. She's now 38. She fights just about every month. She's fought 25 days ago. She wants to get it done in a hurry. She needs to in her career. And, Bob, that's exactly the way she fights each fight. She comes right at you from the beginning.
Babyface Katie Burton comes in with a record of 4-2. She is from Thunder Bay in Canada. Kickboxer as well, 10-3 kickboxing record. What type of style does she have as far as this fight's concerned?
She will be very much the boxer. And one thing she has going in her favor is she has been 10 rounds twice. Leona Brown has never been past 8. So you can look for the later rounds, if she can get there, to belong to Katie Burton. Very important fight for her at 4-2. Could be a big step up for Katie Burton.
Katie Burton has a loss in her record to Nora Daig, a boxer you've seen here before on ESPN2. She had 2 fights against Shirley Prescott. Very interesting matchup. Leona Brown comes in undefeated, and she has her cheering section here. Al, you talk about the distance. In her 6 fights, she does have 2 knockouts. She's fought 29 rounds in her pro career. She can bring some pop to the dance.
She really can, and the danger for her, though, is if she doesn't get Katie Burton out early, how will she be in the later rounds? She is obviously the older fighter, and she is reveling in this kind of attention here in Atlantic City. And for Leona Brown, once we get past the 4th and 5th round, it'll be very interesting to see what she has.
Remember, in women's boxing, a championship fight is a 10-round fight, so most of the other fights range in the 6 to 8 round area. Katie Burton, on the other hand, well, she's someone that has been a longer way before. And Al, how does that experience come into play?
I think it's really important for her, and I think it could be a big factor. She wants to box, she wants to move in this ring, and I think the fact that she knows she can go 10 could be an advantage for her, but she must get through the early onslaught of Leona Brown. Believe me, when you see Brown come out, she'll come out with both guns blazing.
Well, they say the reason why they're in the ring is for the spirit of the competition, and they'll square off in a 10-round championship fight. Here's Dean Calabrese for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Tropicana Casino and Resort in Atlantic City, Dealey Promotions, in association with the Tropicana Casino and Resort and your undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, present our co-featured bout of the evening, 10 rounds for the vacant IWBF Junior Featherweight Championship of the World. It is being sanctioned by both the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., and the International Women's Boxing Federation Supervisor in attendance, Joe Dwyer. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Deborah Barnes, Eva Shane, and Gene Williams. After the bell rings, your referee in control of the contest, Mr. Tony Perez. Introducing first in the red corner, wearing white trunks, weighing in at 121 pounds. Originally from the city of Buffalo, now making her home in Paulding, New York, she has a professional record of 6 wins, 2 wins coming by way of knockout and no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting downtown Leona Brown. Her opponent in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white fringes, also weighs in at 121 pounds. From Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, she represents Team Femboxer with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 win coming by way of knockout and only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Katie Babyface Burton.
You already been hearing the instructions in the weigh-in, okay? 2 things you must remember now. Protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Okay, let's have some fun.
No, folks, Katie Burton was not standing on a stool. Leona Brown is 4'11½". Katie Burton is nearly 5'7". She's 5'6½". Both boxers 121 pounds, and now that presents a contradiction in styles, to say the least.
Yeah, and for Katie Burton, she wants to stay on the outside. You know, a lot of boxers don't like to look at their opponent during the stare down. When you're about 6 inches taller or 7 inches taller, it makes it easy. You just look straight over their head.
Burton exceptionally tall for the bantamweight division.
Brown already, though, able to get in past her jab. The early rounds will really revolve around that. Can Brown get on the inside, do her work, or will she be kept on the outside by Burton?
Brown rips off the right hand.
Already, Leona Brown has cut the distance between herself and Burton very well. That's why she was able to get that right hand in. Burton very much needs to make the jab work here early in this bout.
A difference of 16 years in age. Burton 22. She'll turn 23 in October. Brown 38 years of age.
Mentioned that Brown fought 25 days ago. When you start boxing at 37, you really need to fight often and make what you can happen as quickly as you can. And she is living by that philosophy.
Yeah, Nevada on August the 16th, an 8-round win against Suzanne Majors. Burton last fought on July the 31st here in New Jersey. 10-round decision against Karen Nine. Remember, in women's boxing, the rounds are 2 minutes. Good left hand by Burton.
You know, Burton mixed up what she did. Instead of just throwing the jab and straight right, she found a home for that left hook. A very good move, and Leona Brown walked right into it.
Closing seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 10. Leona Brown and babyface Burton on the deuce.
This time, it's not about the belt. It's not about the record book. It's not about the prize. This time, it's personal. Oscar de la Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez. Ultimate Revenge. Live on pay-per-view, Friday, September 18th. De la Hoya versus Chavez. Ultimate Revenge.
When the pharaohs of ancient Egypt entered the pyramid, they took everything they would ever want or need with them. That way, they would never have the urge to leave. The pharaohs weren't stupid. Call 1-800-288-1000 today for reservations.
Here's where Katie Burton altered her attack. A double left hook, and it got the job done against Leona Brown. She had been throwing mostly jabs and straight right hands, and that was different, and it worked.
Round number 2 underway. 10-round championship fight. At stake, the vacant junior featherweight championship. Punch numbers in round 1.
Very slight edge for Katie Burton. I ended up giving her the round. She landed. Oh, Brown hurt her.
So each boxer has been hurt. Brown in round 1, and now Burton here in round 2. Burton doing a pretty good job, though, of tying up Brown. Referee Tony Perez circling along the outside.
Tony Perez has been not too active a participant here in this bout, letting them really work free in these clinches.
Which we like.
It's good, yeah. Generally, that's a better style than being too intrusive. For Burton, she would just assume not be in too many of those clinches because that would indicate an inside fight. There's the hook. You know, Burton is not by nature a left hook artist. She'd rather throw the jab and the straight right, but I'll tell you what, that left hook is working. She might do well to go to that weapon a little bit more often.
And here in round 2, Leona Brown has hurt Katie Burton, but Burton has done a very good job of not allowing Brown to rip off many more punches.
A very close bout. Neither woman, oh, good right by Brown. Neither woman has imposed her will and her style on the other. Each has had her way on a couple of occasions.
Comes to the end of round number 2. Good one between Leona Brown and Katie Burton.
It comes in a flash and leaves in a heartbeat. It's opportunity. If you own a business like I do, you know all about it. You either jump all over it or you get in the long line of shouldas and couldas.
Opportunity? It's $1 million idea.
For me, it was knowing when to go out on my own.
Or finding a tool that makes doing business easier. The Gold Corporate Card for Small Business from American Express.
It's easy to apply. Call now.
The card started as a way to simplify bookkeeping. Today, it also provides savings at Kinko's, FedEx, and other businesses. And our dedicated Small Business Services Group offers savings on health and dental care, as well as equipment financing.
They do all that so I can stay ahead of the curve.
It's easy to apply. Call 1-800-SUCCESS.
Let American Express give your business the power to do more.
Leona Brown got Katie Burton's attention with a jab, no less. It was a strong jab, and it shoved Katie Burton half across the ring.
Round number 3 underway. 10-round title fight. The vacant IWBF title at stake. Punch numbers in round number 2.
Burton with a slight edge in the total numbers. I kind of lean toward Brown in that round. Good right hand by Leona Brown. You know, Leona Brown underuses her jab. She's got a good, strong jab and came out again in this round with that punch. And I think she would do well to use that jab her way in instead of just kind of rushing in those power rushes.
Brown was hurt in round 1. Burton in round 2.
Leona Brown has improved her defense markedly since the last time I saw her box. She's moving her head more. She's not coming in quite as open. And Burton has probably helped her by not counterpunching as well as she might.
Burton really has not used her height and reach to an advantage to this point.
The punch that Leona Brown can be hit with is the left hook. When you're not attuned to throwing that, and Katie Burton isn't, she's not the kind of boxer that's going to crank up that left hook on a regular basis, but she needs to use it in this fight.
Half minute remaining in round 3.
Again,
right hand from Brown.
The overhand right over a lazy left jab by Katie Burton. The boxer that Burton admires the most in the women's rank, she says, is Lucia Riker, who is not only a great boxer, but a great lady as well. And Lucia has a tremendous left hook, so perhaps when Katie watches some of the films and tapes of her, she'll pick up on that hook.
Round number 3 coming to its end. Yeah, that is the bell to end round number 3. Good round for Leona Brown.
Deep breath. Come on. Breathe nice and deep. Nice and deep. Again. Come on.
Leona Brown in her corner. You know, so many times during boxing matches, you have ring card girls. Well, for women's boxing out, we have at least one ring card guy.
Well, there you go. Turnabout is fair play. A couple of gals also involved, but we got the guy working here for the ladies.
Katie Burton's corner. Tony Pimentel, her trainer.
Come on. Let me go work up on top, all right? Got it? I feel good. Turn that right hand over. All right, let's go. Come on.
So Katie Burton getting ready for the start of round number 4, scheduled for 10. The vacant IWBF title is at stake. Good right hand from Leona Brown to start round 4. Punch numbers through 3 rounds.
It's pretty tight fight. Brown with the last round pulling ahead, and now she's found a home for that lead right hand. And the reason for that is because Katie Burton is leaving her jab out there or simply not throwing it in many cases.
That time Brown mixed in a left.
Burton pushes a lot of her punches. That's her big problem, I think. And we haven't seen her go back to the hook that hurt Leona Brown.
Good combination from Brown. Our scorecard after 3 rounds.
I've got Leona winning by 1 point. Got her ahead 29-28. 2 of the 3 rounds have gone to her.
You could make the case that it's been a sweep for Brown. Round number 1 was very close.
There's the hook now landing for Burton, and another one. She needs to do nothing but throw that hook. If I was her, I would step to the left and keep cranking that punch until I couldn't throw it anymore, and she's starting to do that.
So a mid-round change of strategy, but she has to be quick with that hook because Brown is more than willing to rip off her right hand.
Absolutely, but she's got to crank it up, and she keeps Brown busy when she throws that. You see she's got the message. She's trying to throw that hook. She takes a good jab from Brown. And of course, Leona is so aggressive that it makes it hard to get what you want done.
Spirited action. Leona Brown and Katie Burton ripping off rights and left. We head to the end of round number 4.
Nobody's tougher on cars than a police force. As a result, nobody's tougher on motor oil either. The extreme stress and searing heat generated by their hard driving can break down an oil in no time. That's why hard-working police forces use Castrol GTX, the only leading 10W30 that provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because some people have more important things to worry about than motor oil. Castrol GTX. Drive hard.
Want to color your gray beard or mustache and get a natural look? It's easy with Just for Men Gel.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel. No one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
It's not regular hair coloring. It's specially made to penetrate that coarse, hard-to-color gray. Simply brush in and in 5 minutes, rinse. Now gray is gone, matched up to the rest of your hair.
You look so natural, no one can tell with Just for Men Gel.
Babyface Katie Burton steps to the center of the ring to meet Leona Brown as we start round number 5. Scheduled for 10. The vacant IWBF championship is at stake. Let's take a look at some numbers here. Brown comes in defeated 6-0 with 2 knockouts. Burton at 4. No, Burton's record 4-2 with 1 knockout. That was an incorrect record. You take a look at the punch numbers in round 4.
Obviously, Brown having a very good round. Burton picked it up a little bit herself, but Brown landing 25 punches, and most of those were overhand rights. The hook began, and that sends Brown back, but Leona, she is tough to discourage. If Katie Burton is going to win this fight, she's going to have to use the left hand more. And I think she understands it, but it's not her stock in trade.
But she has not been effective with her left jab, and she has not used her reach and height really too much of an advantage. This fight has been fought very closely.
Yeah, and that's what Leona Brown wants. Katie's dad worked in her corner her last fight out for the first time and is in her corner again this time. Always an issue. Women boxers sometimes don't get all the support of their family members because it's not a profession everybody wants their daughter or wife or relative or friend to be in. Burton holding on the inside. Brown content to be there because she can get a little bit more done.
Final 10 seconds of round number 5. Scheduled for 10. Championship bout. Leona Brown and Katie Burton on the deuce.
This has got to be wrong.
What?
Our long distance bill.
That high, huh?
No, that low.
People who use 10-10-3-2-1 are doing a double take on their long distance bill.
Must be someone else's.
You save over AT&T on every call in the U.S.
Every call is less, and all the calls over 20 minutes are 50% less.
You just dial 10-10-3-2-1, then 1, the area code and number.
And the international rates are great. I could get used to this. Let's call someone.
Okay.
10-10-3-2-1.
Oh,
your mother.
Everyone makes a big deal out of the SportsCenter catchphrases, but honestly, we make this stuff up right on the spot.
Welcome aboard flight 149 for right field. This is a non-chewing flight.
It's never iffy if it's Griffey. That blows.
It must be a homer, Simpson, because the pitcher just went dough.
And because the catchphrases are so organic, keeps the show fresh.
4! I am the most popular player in all of the land. Yahtzee!
Welcome back to ESPN2's Friday Night Fights. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein in Atlantic City. Leona Brown and Katie Burton battling for the vacant IWBF Junior Featherweight Championship. Brown in the solid white, Burton in the white and blue. Neither boxer has been down. Each boxer was hurt. In round 1, it was Brown. In round 2, it was Burton. Jab numbers through 5 rounds.
Very telling here. If Katie Burton was going to be winning this bout, she would be winning that battle decisively. She's not. Brown landing not only almost as many jabs, but a much bigger percentage. The body work again by Leona. She will go downstairs, and Katie Burton's allowing her to get in where she can do that. Oh, there's the hook. It hurt Brown.
Yeah, but Brown fires off a combination followed by a right.
Burton is throwing one hook and then admiring her work, as my good friend Gil Clancy has been known to say during his excellent commentary.
Brown with a good combination. Tell you what, Leona Brown has walked through Katie Burton's big shots. There's another right from Brown.
Very good counter right. That's been Leona's best weapon. Now, let's remind you all that Leona Brown has never been past 8 rounds. Burton has been 10 rounds twice.
Ooh, good short right inside from Brown.
Good action. And when they're on the inside, Brown's punches with a little more snap. But I think Leona Brown is winding down just a little bit here. She's breathing hard right now, so the plot could thicken.
Come to the end of round number 6. Vacant title at stake on ESPN2.
EA Sports presents Cyberberry. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Not NFL 99. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Early light breaks through. Music and dance calling you. Just need that mountain grown lift before you share your gift. Now there's rhythm and sound making their hearts pound. And part of waking up is soldiers in your blood.
From Pauling, New York, Leona Brown's fan club. Representing in the house, Leona Brown, 6-0 with 2 knockouts. Embarks upon round number 7 against Katie Burton. The IWBF vacant Junior Featherweight Championship at stake.
As we look at the punch numbers, Leona Brown starting to stretch out that lead, not having thrown that many more, but landing more and landing, I think, bigger shots. And, you know, in this round, Brown came out throwing that strong jab. She would be an infinitely better boxer if she used that punch more. But again, she's only been a pro for a year. Started a year ago at the age of 37, and now at 38. Like most of the women in professional boxing, she's learning as she goes. And here's the other thing. You're always learning against somebody almost of equal ability. There are very few absurd mismatches in women's boxing. Mostly people are pretty much of the same ability.
Burton turned professional in October of last year. 13 days after Brown did. Al's scorecard through 6 rounds.
The first round went to Katie Burton, and since then I have given everything to Leona Brown. But a couple of those rounds were close. Still, as the punch profile numbers show, a big edge for Leona Brown. And in this round, Katie Burton has thrown no left hooks at all, and that's her big ticket in this bout. She's allowed Brown to get on the inside where she is now and do some excellent work. I mentioned that Katie, oh, good hook.
Yeah.
There it is, but Brown, as you pointed out, Bob, walks right through it.
And she answered with a hook of her own.
So apparently the power of Burton, nothing that can really slow Leona Brown down right now.
Roundhouse right from Brown. Final seconds of round 7, 10-round fight. Brown and Burton on the deuce.
There aren't too many second chances in life, so HBO's bringing you Second Chance Tuesday. Because how often do you get another shot at something you missed? Like this, or this, or even this. Every Saturday on HBO, you're guaranteed a new movie. What you might not know is that you get another crack at it Tuesday night. If you miss Saturday Night Guarantee, you need Second Chance Tuesday.
To enjoy, call 1-888-COMCAST today.
Put fun and excitement in your life at Countdown Hobbies. Our full-line selection of the hottest hobby products are sure to satisfy. Radio-controlled cars, planes, boats, tanks, and helicopters. Trains, kites, science kits, models of all kinds, and telescopes for beginners and pros alike. But we're best known for our specialty, flying rockets from this to this, and everything in between. Schedule your flight to fun and excitement at Countdown Hobbies in Bethel.
Welcome back to ESPN2's Friday Night Fight. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. We're in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we begin round number 8. This IWBF Junior Featherweight Championship at stake. Leona Brown and Katie Burton squaring off for the vacant title. Punch numbers in round 7.
Another good round for Leona Brown. Burton got some things done, as she has in these rounds. Now, Brown came in working the body in this round, left herself open, got hit with a hook by Burton, but continued the assault.
Heading into this round, Brown has landed 46 more punches than Burton.
I mentioned that Katie Burton admires Lucia Riker. That's her hero. Lucia's going to be fighting on ESPN on September 25th. And later this week, I'm doing a little profile of Lucia Riker on my website at www.fightcast.com. So if you want to get more information about Lucia Riker, just dial that up on the internet.
No, I just got online.
Did you? It's another world there, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's amazing, the information that's at your disposal.
Some of it quite unnecessary.
That is true. That's a fountain of information, but not all of it necessary.
Good straight right hand from Brown.
Brown is doing enough in terms of the power punching to keep Katie Burton at bay. Burton unable to really get in there and crank up those big shots. Now, in the next round, we will be in a round that Leona Brown has not seen before, but surely she shows no signs of slowing up. I thought a couple rounds ago she looked like she might be getting a little tired. Not so.
Final 6 seconds of round number 8. Again, Leona Brown continues to slug away at Katie Burton. So that is the end of round 8. Remember, women's championship fights are 10-round bouts.
Doing a real good
Lou
job.
Fusco, the trainer of Leona Brown.
Remember, when you cut her off to your right, you run it to the left. The only thing that she could possibly do is stop and run to her right. That's all you gotta watch.
We invite you to join us on Saturday for college football on ESPN. We'll take you to West Lafayette at noon Eastern. Saturday, September the 12th, the Rice Owls take on the Purdue Boilermakers. All-WAC running back Michael Perry leads the offense this year for Rice. Purdue had a tremendous year last year. Coach Tiller, last season's Big Ten Coach of the Year. Rice and Purdue on ESPN at noon tomorrow. Meanwhile, on ESPN2, a triple header for you. We started off at noon. Big interstate rivalry between Iowa State and Iowa. Then at 6 p.m., number 18, Georgia takes on South Carolina. And at 9 p.m., Arizona State, ranked 9th in the nation, squares off against BYU. A triple header tomorrow on the Deuce.
Leona Brown getting in this good overhand right. Well, it's actually an uppercut as she comes up the middle of the defense of Katie Burton.
And we begin round number 9 in this 10-round title fight. Leona Brown and Katie Burton. Brown comes in undefeated 6-0 with 2 knockouts. title they are battling for is vacant. You see the punch numbers through 8.
Big edge for Brown. She's landing at a pretty good rate, 38%. And what the other number that's interesting is now she's throwing maybe 30 more punches or 40 more than Burton. She was down in that department before. There's this fight in microcosm, and as you pointed out, Bob, that's the problem for Katie Burton. It's been waged very much on the inside, and that is not what Burton wanted.
She has not used this spacious ring. She has fought Leona Brown's fight for the most part. Good left hand from Brown. And when Burton has hit Brown with power shots, Brown has walked through them.
The kind of boxer that would give Leona Brown problems is a boxer that really can throw those left hooks and throw them effectively.
Good shot from Leona Brown. It's been a very workwoman-like effort for Leona Brown. "20 seconds to go in round 9. Katie Burton from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Leona Brown, born in Buffalo, fighting out of Pawling, New York. Good combination from Brown. Burton circles away. End of round 9. One more 2-minute round to go.
You gotta start pushing her back now. Straight punches and follow the hook. You can't wait that long. Follow her back. You hear me? Yeah. All right. Keep that jab on. Okay, you understand what I'm telling you? You gotta start pushing her right here. Come on, baby. Come on, Katie. Last round. This is the last round. Last round, Katie. Hey, buddy. You can do it. Right hand. You got to put it back. 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, baby. You got it. Got to fight.
Leona Brown putting her punches together. The jab and the right hand. That jab, such an effective weapon for her. Doesn't use it all the time. There you see through the defense of Katie Burton. Good shot there to show you how it got through the defense of Burton.
The one thing we picked up from both corners, Al, final round.
They knew that. Good for them. Hey, there have been many occasions where corners haven't known that.
In Brown's corner, just keep doing what you're doing. In Burton's corner, it was more of a gut check, not a whole heck of a lot of strategy.
You know, just below these two boxers, we'll take a look at just below these two boxers. In the weight division below them is Bridget Riley. We've seen Bridget here on ESPN a number of times. She's the kind of boxer that would give Leona Brown problems because she comes in and, boy, the first thing she wants to do is get inside and crank up left hooks. If her power got to Brown, it would be tough. But I'll tell you what, that's a heck of a matchup.
Yeah, it would be good because Brown is powerful and so is Riley. Not necessarily in punching power, but just powerful boxers. Digging in the trenches. And Brown has done a tremendous job at keeping this fight in very close quarters.
She has fought her game plan better than Katie Burton was able to. There's a straight right by Burton. Those have been few and far between. Now Brown in a place where she has not been before. I can't say no man's land because, of course, she's a woman. So let's say no woman's land. But Burton has been 10 rounds twice before, but so much has happened before to this point in this bout that it doesn't really matter as long as Brown can hang in there.
Burton just ducked away from a right hand there. Final 10 seconds of the bout. And it looks like Leona Brown has done enough to win the vacant IWBF Junior Featherweight Championship. And there is the bell. Both women embrace. Good effort by both. But Leona Brown, at 38 years of age, may have done enough. We'll find out how the judges saw it when we return to Atlantic City after this timeout on ESPN2's Friday Night Fights.
If your car isn't giving you good performance, it could be because you've got a dirty fuel system. Well, there's an easy way to solve that problem with 2-in-1 Super Fuel Injector Cleaner plus Octane Booster from Restore. 2-in-1 combines two benefits in one. It cleans and opens fuel injectors for top performance, at the same time increases octane up to 4 points, which means more horsepower and improved gas mileage. 2-in-1 Super Fuel Injector Cleaner plus Octane Booster. It's what you need to get back up to speed.
Do you need cash now? Thousands of families have turned to J.G. Wentworth for money when they needed it most of all. For business opportunities, debt consolidation, and new homes. If you're receiving periodic payments from a structured settlement or annuity and need cash, call now. Representatives are standing by 24 hours a day to answer all your questions. If you're receiving structured settlement payments over a long period of time but need cash, call now.
1-800-469-1544.
I know you like music. So, how'd you like to win 100 new CDs for free? 1-800-COLLECT is giving away a set of 100 new CDs for each day. Pick any CDs you want. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT for a chance to win. That's right. Every completed 1-800-COLLECT call is an automatic entry for a chance to win 100 CDs. And there's a new winner for every day. So dial 1-800-COLLECT, the way to call Collect, to win 100 CDs.
I'm telling you, Savaresi's the man.
No way.
I better read. Who's a better pure goal scorer, Savaresi or Diaz-Arce?
Be real, Savaresi.
The vacant IWBF belt will have a home tonight. Leona Brown and Katie Burton finished with their 10-round bout. Al, the final punch numbers, you see a decided advantage for Brown.
Brown not only landing more punches, landing at a better percentage.
Let's find out where the belt is going. Pauling, New York, or Thunder Bay, Ontario? Here's Dean Calabrese.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing here at the Tropicana Casino and Resort, we go to the scorecard, and our judges have reached a unanimous decision. Judge Eva Shane scores the bout 99-91. Judge Gene Williams scores the bout 98-93, and Judge Deborah Barnes scores the bout 98-92, all to the winner by unanimous decision, and new IWBF Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, downtown, Leona Brown.
Well, is she joyous or what? Leona Brown sobbing. She's so happy, and you know what? She did a fantastic job in this match. First time ever going 10 rounds. She'd never been 10 rounds. She made her style work, and she's boogieing in the ring, much to the delight of her fans.
Leona Brown, the new IWBF Junior Featherweight Champion.
And Buffalo's own.
She lost the belt, but folks, she's going to get a chance to take it home. Still to come, the Junior Welterweight Championship tonight. Kathy Wildcat Collins will defend her IWBF title against Leah Mellinger, who holds the IFBA title. That coming up in our main event after this timeout.
I thought you were starting to go gray.
I was, but I never did.
So what happened, a miracle?
You can't tell?
Tell what?
I use Just for Men.
That's hair color?
Even your barber can't tell you use the hair coloring called Just for Men. Simply shampoo in, then rinse. In only 5 minutes, this unique Just for Men formula blends away the gray, actually matches your gray to your real color.
I never would have guessed.
Just for Men. So natural, even your barber can't tell.
I invested in the Associate's Degree program at ITT Technical Institute for a career in computer-aided drafting. The skills I received at ITT Tech gave me the basics I needed to succeed. I've had 3 promotions in just 3 years, and I'm now a project engineer. The name ITT Tech was a big factor. I really love my position and the responsibilities that go with it. Thanks, ITT.
ITT Technical Institute, 1-800-942-0099.
Sunday at 3 p.m. on ESPN for the CART Honda Grand Prix of Monterey featuring the Texaco 300. Alex Zanardi has already clinched the tops in the point standing, but Jimmy Vasser is gunning to lock up second place. It all unfolds Sunday on ESPN at 3 p.m. Hope that you can join us. So we are set for more boxing as Leona Brown has captured her title against Katie Burton. Before we get to our main event, we have a 6-round junior bantamweight bout for you. Kathy Williams of Thunder Bay, Ontario, will square off against Jayla Ortiz of Santa Fe, New Mexico, from the Tropicana Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Glad that you can join us for Friday Night Fights. Bob Papa along with Al Bernstein. Al, Leona Brown is making the most of her victory.
She does not want to leave. Now she's over there embracing her fans. She did a nice dance in the ring for about 3 or 4 minutes after the bout. And here it is. You get a good view of it as she embraces the belt that she has and then says, you know what, I need to do a little more. She knows where the camera is. Very good, Leona.
Little shimmy. First time she did it, the belt came off, but they got the belt secured, and Leona Brown takes it back to Pauling, New York with a tremendous effort.
That's one of the things about women's boxing, the unbridled enthusiasm of the athletes. They have not had a chance, really, to show that off in